All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining today's live stream. Today is a Monday, October 28th, 2024. And let's get right into the morning analysis here for today. So we have expanded, or we displaced immediately on during the Sunday open, and we created this 4-hour fair value gap and this 1-hour fair value gap as well. So prices actually expanded higher, right? Displaced higher. What I'm going to watch for today in this morning is how will we close here on this 4-hour candle and 8-hour candle at 10 o'clock? Are we going to continue higher here, or will we get a bearish closure and we close below this 4-hour fair value gap? If we get a closure below the 4-hour fair value gap, that would suggest lower prices. But if we can somehow create a bullish 4-hour power of 3, then that means I would be looking for higher prices. So it all depends on how we treat this 4-hour fair value gap here. Take a look on the ES. So ES is more bullish compared to NQ. So notice there's this larger SMT right now between ES and NQ. So NQ took out this relative low, however ES did. So what can you get from that? That suggests that idea that NQ is actually weaker than ES, and that if we can maintain this SMT, that means NQ is the one that manipulated. But for me to really pick a side here, I want to see how we close here on this 4-hour and 8-hour candle closure. Will we respect this 4-hour fair value gap, or will we disrespect it? And let's go into the dollar here, because the dollar, we have already completed my weekly analysis here. So I put out a weekly market outlook here on Discord, and this is also my personal trading journal. And for Dixie, I stated that we have had a bullish candle closure on the weekly power of 3. So based on this weekly candle right here, this up close one, I wanted to see prices take out previous week's high before we retrace back inside this fair value gap, this weekly fair value gap, which we did. So we opened up on Sunday, we priced higher, took out previous week's high, completed the daily objective as well, and now we are starting to trade back inside this range. That's completely permissible, right? So like I said, for the weekly objective, I am anticipating for prices to take out previous week's high. We created a weekly BISI, however, I would treat the weekly fair value gap as a breakaway gap, which we did. We took out previous week's high before we retraced back inside this fair value gap, which was my entire idea there. And second thing is, so after we completed the weekly objective here, one thing to keep in mind is that we are closing on the monthly candle this week, so we could anticipate some sort of TGIF. So right, TGIF, what is he talking about? Isn't TGIF isn't it the Friday of every week? Well, TGIF is a power of 3 concept, right? Where, let's say you had a really strong, for this example, dollar expanded higher, right? So we created the open, created the low, and we continue just to keep climbing higher and higher. And near the end of a candlestick, we usually tend to create the high and then go for some sort of create the closure. And the closure is going to be in the 0.2 to 0.3 of this price range. And that's basically what TGIF is. It's basically a retracement at the end of a candle's closure, right? And the monthly closure here is about to happen on is about to happen in 3 days or so. So what can we anticipate? I am anticipating for prices to, you know, trade back inside this zone here to have a monthly TGIF setup. That's if we trade lower, that's completely fine for me, to be honest. But yeah, so there's that on dollar. So we are, like I said, we have completed the weekly objective here. So if we want to continue lower here, if we want to start continuing lower, that's completely permissible. I'm completely fine with that. Going back to the indices, if we're going lower here on the DXY, we should actually be seeing higher prices on NQ, ES, and YM, but we aren't really seeing that right now. So let's just continue to watch, because like I said, I want to see I want to see how this 8-hour candle and 4-hour candle closes before I really make a decision. If we show respect to, like I said, I'm going back and forth there, but yeah, it all depends on how we treat this 4-hour candle or 4-hour fair value gap. Interesting. So like I am skeptical, really skeptical here, because ES and NQ aren't trading in alignment with one another. So let's just watch how we close there. YM is trading higher. One of these indices is gonna break, or not break, but happening? Why am I trading lower? About 12 minutes left, 13 or so. Twelve or 13 minutes left till the 4-hour candle closure. Be patient. I did note how I don't really have a weekly bias here for NQ and ES. However, on ES, I was anticipating for previous day low to be taken, but right at Sunday open we expanded higher. So right now we don't have a bear setup to support the idea of taking out previous day low, so I'm not going to force anything here. But yeah, like I said, continue to watch how we close here on this 4-hour candle, and yeah. Eight-hour, 4-hour. Going over the pros and cons here with you guys. So one of the pros here from last week was I was able to piece together multiple time frames. So the daily time frame, the 6-hour time frame, hourly, 30-minute, and 15-minute. And you guys probably wonder, what is he talking about? Well, so this daily candle, right? Based on this daily candle, I was anticipating for previous day high to be taken. But when we opened up during the morning session, we were trading kind of like somewhere below here. So that to me, I was like, oh, okay, we might not be taking out previous day high anymore. But so I waited after the New York AM session, right? We started to expand higher during the New York AM session. We created this 30-minute fair value gap. So now notice how after we close here on the New York AM session, we create this bullish 6-hour candle. So daily candle is a bullish candle. 6-hour here is a bullish candle, right? So now I'm thinking, okay, well, we created this bullish 6-hour candle. How can I target this 6-hour candle's high? Well, like I said, we created that displacement, that 30-minute fair value gap during the New York AM session, right? Notice how whenever we trade back inside this 30-minute fair value gap, we created a 30-minute bullish power of 3. And this bullish power of 3, this 30-minute, is also in alignment with the 15-minute and the hourly. So the 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly model is now in confluence with the 6-hour draw and previous day draw. Both of those higher time frame draws here is saying higher prices. The one reason why I didn't take this entry here, or this model, is because the 5 minutes fair value gap initially suggested that we could treat this 5 minute fair value gap as a breakaway gap. So that means I didn't want to see prices retrace back inside this fair value gap, but I wanted to see prices take out the 15 minute and 30 minute and hourly high first. We never took out the high, and then we got a retracement back inside the 5 minute fair value gap. But that happened after we closed on another 15 minute candle. So based on this 15 minute candle here, this down close candle, I was thinking, okay, we could possibly trade back inside this 15 minute fair value gap, but we never got it, so I just didn't take my entry. But yeah, pros here is I was able to align the model with multiple time frames, and I was patient. I allowed myself to not take the model because because the entry pattern wasn't correct, wasn't really what I was looking for. But yeah, those were the pros. Like I said, being patient and just being able to align myself with multiple time frames. One of the cons is I need to stay focused during my trade session, which I'm doing pretty. I would applaud myself here for. Usually I would have been playing a chess game right now, but not today. But yeah, I need to be more focused on training when it is time to, and I think this applies to everything in life too. You should give it your all with everything that you're doing that is presently in front of you. So what's in front of me right now is the charts, so I should only be solely focused on trading. But yeah, improvements here for next week. Being selective with the trades, requiring some sort of higher time frame objective here, and still sticking to my other models. So being selective, paying attention to SFT, which I am doing. SMT, staying focused during my trade sessions, and being patient, allowing the trades to come to you. And yeah, those are all the improvements here for the upcoming week. So let's see what are we doing here on this 15-minute candle. So 4 hour hourly, 30-minute, all suggesting lower prices, right? We still have about 7 minutes left or so for this 8-hour candle closure, so let's not really be hasteful. But like I said, it appears we are probably going to take out the 4-hour and 8-hour low first, and then we'll see from there. Every room, every step I take, I will follow you. Every room I do want to see how we create that 15-minute candle. Sloppy price action. If you're gonna go down, just continue lower, bro. We are disrespecting this 4-hour candle, 4-hour fair value gap here, right? Disrespecting it here for this objective. I would like to see I'd like to see us kind of fill in this opening gap here, this Sunday opening gap. Oh, 5 minutes now. It depends on how we create this 15-minute fair value gap. That would tell me if we're gonna treat this 15-minute fair value gap as a breakaway gap or treat it as a gap that could be retraced back into. I just want to see how we create that before I even take a model at 10. If there's no setups that presents itself, there's no need to force anything. YM is trading higher. Interesting. All right. So based on the 4-hour candle closure, I can anticipate for the morning objective to take out, for the morning objective to be the 4-hour low. Let's see what we did here on ES. So okay, same thing. I want to see prices take out the previous 4-hour low and 8-hour low here on ES. Whoa. Let me get the 10 o'clock open here. There's a 10 o'clock open. And the way we close. So the way we close here on this 15-minute candle suggests is that we could just take out this 15-minute low, but we don't really have any displacement that would suggest the idea of us taking out that 15-minute low, which is why I wouldn't take any model here. But let's say we open up at 10, right? We trade up into this 15-minute fair value gap, and we started to create a bearish 15-minute candle. I'm going to take that model. I'll take that model. But so there's scenarios that could happen like here. So if we open up and we disrespect this 15-minute fair value gap, then I wouldn't be bearish anymore. But if we show respect to this 15-minute fair value gap, I will try to find some sort of model to target 4-hour and 8-hour low, because that is basically my morning objective, correct? Really want to see if we can get a retracement back inside this 15-minute fair value gap here. Being patient and allowing prices to do its thing. we're getting that. We are getting that rebalance into the 50-minute fair value gap. Okay, so now we're getting that rebalance here. Let's see if we will respect this 50-minute fair value gap or not. That is something that I do want to pay attention to. Will we respect the lower portions of this 15-minute fair value gap? We don't have any red folder news, or we don't even have any news at all this morning. So be careful, or just be aware of that. Not really suggesting bearish price action here with the way that we're reacting to this 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah, okay, so we have another 15-minute left, another 15-minute interval. I'm going to I want to get the bishop out, bishop out, bishop, bishop out. All right. All right. We have a pretty similar, we have the exact, almost the exact same setup here. I do want to bring out this bishop, take this knight, probably force this. Okay. So if he doesn't, I'm attacking this square right now. Okay, that's reasonable. 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 I can castle, I have a lot of options. I think I'm just gonna castle here. So he's attacking these squares here. Not really anything I should be worried about, to be honest. I'm gonna attack this knight. Probably get him to jump back. He doesn't really have a square that he could go to. I'm gonna take this square here. I think I'm winning in this position, to be honest. So he's attacking these squares now. Bye man. Yeah? Can't. My king is really like open. Is that what you want to do? Bye, man. Yeah, still 10 minutes left. Not really. Nothing really too exciting here. I'm gonna tag this. I kinda wanna, okay. Kinda wanted to open this up. Huh. Just like this. What? Wait, I need to kind of create a escape square for my queen here. Oh wow, that was good. Oi, that's a bishop. Oh my gosh, he takes this now. Oh gosh, I'm actually in a really, I'm in a pickle. Jeez. And I lose my rook here. I can actually win this thing here, actually, maybe. take it. What a interesting game. That was an interesting move. Interesting maneuver. I shouldn't have taken that actually. Well, this whole side is actually just super messed up. I'm up 2 pawns, but my development's kind of thrashed. Okay. I kind of want to just take this pawn, or this, just so I can... I'll do this. Get a castle. Interesting. I wasn't planning on castling long. Oh my gosh, wait, I can't. Oh wow, that was great. Great move. How did I miss that? Really, bro? Fuck. I was winning in this position. I can't go. Bye, ma. Oh sh. Right. Ra. I think I just have to sack my rook here, bro. Crazy. I can't even do anything about this too. Damn, bro. I was winning in this position. Wow. Alright, we have 2 minutes left or so. Interesting game. Two minutes left. We have created this 30-minute fair value gap, and based on how we closed here on this 30 and 15-minute, it suggests the idea that we could possibly retrace and rebalance this 30-minute fair value gap. So that's something that we could look out for, is a rebalance of this fair value gap. Actually, so Jesus. So higher time frame is telling us that we're going to is suggesting the idea that we could rebalance this fair value gap. I'm actually gonna take entry here. I'm gonna take this entry here to target the 30-minute high. So I want to see us rebalance this fair value gap, right? So that's my objective here on the higher time frame. It's also in let's take off 5 there. 15. There's SMT now. Ugh. So we rebalance that 30-minute. So now I'm just, all I'm doing basically is trying to get some sort of SD projections here. Yeah. But we could get stopped out here. So okay, not stopped out, but stopped at break even. So the reason why I took off positions there is because we had an SMT between the ES and NQ markets. So that's a pretty nice scalp. Higher time frame was to rebalance this 30-minute fair value gap. I took the rebalance whenever we tapped into this 1-minute fair value gap, rebalanced the 30, and then close the trade. Very easy scalp. I think that's just going to be all for me today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.